Clay Shirky, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate
it. Clay Shirky, NYU professor and thought leader on the crossroads of technology and innovation. I know you talked about collective intelligence and social participation. What business impacts or potential do you see?
Well, there's as in any big change, there's both threat and opportunity. So the thing here is that businesses that regard their customers as basically captive are discovering that once those customers have a voice and have the ability that they weren't made, they can start to do things like resist fee increases if they don't like them, as has happened to HSBC, Bank of America, Verizon. The ability to simply say, you're the customer, like it or lump it, is actually shrinking this environment. On the other hand, the ability to actually use what the customers care about as a business asset, as Amazon does brilliantly. If you go and look at the Amazon reviews, what you see is people aren't just reviewing the books as if they were sort of amateur versions of professional reviewers. They're actually going to review the books because they love what it is. And you see the book review section of Amazon actually becoming a sort of expressive environment for this reader-to-reader passion, this reader-to-reader engagement. And Amazon has always regarded the participation of its customers as an actual strategic business asset, not just as a byproduct of making books for sale. And because the customers actually generate value for one another, they are more loyal to the Amazon platform than if it was just a source of cheap books or cheap electronics or cheap baby clothes or any of the rest.
Okay. I know you also focus on mass collaboration and the power of organizing. How far to achieving what's possible have we come?
Oh, I think we've barely scratched the surface. In fact, one of the things I was talking about just before you and I sat down was the open source software movement, which for years, for decades really, had this strange tension where the open source licenses are a libertarian guarantee. Everybody has access to everything all the time. But they used a feudal management style, which is there was an owner of this piece of software and they dole it out in pieces and individual programmers can change the pieces. And it was really only a few years ago that someone, Linus Torvalds, in fact, at the Linux Project, began to design a system that said, what if we let open source programmers actually have the practical freedoms they're legally guaranteed, so that everybody has access to everything all the time, they can change it all as much as they want, and we can sort it out after the fact. We can see what the consensus view is after the fact. So this is a really radical attempt to use digital tools to let people have good arguments, basically. And in terms of using the internet for good arguing, we've certainly managed to use it for lots and lots of arguing. Volume of arguing has not been the problem. But actually raising the quality of arguments that people have, we're still at the beginning of that. And I'm expecting things like Git and GitHub, this collection of tools for managing open source, to start spilling out into places other than programming. Right? Who else works on shared documents? Lawyers, accountants, consultants, legislators, and I think that part of the revolution is really just in its early stages.